Okay, question 6 says calculate the current measured by ammeter 1 round to the nearest hundredth. Okay, so ammeter 1 is this one right here with a 40 ohm resistor. So for the current in a parallel circuit, we know that it's either I equals I1 plus I2, which doesn't help us out because we only know I total and we don't know I2, so we can't use that equation, sadly. But we can use Ohm's law. So R equals V over I is how it's written in the reference table. Many of you like to use the triangle, which I think is a great tool. V, R, and I. So if I cover up the I, that means my equation is going to be V divided by R. So I can rewrite that to be V divided by R. So voltage, we know in parallel circuits that the voltages all stay the same. So that means this 45 volts is the voltage for the whole circuit. So 45 volts divided by 40 ohms, and that is going to give me my current through ammeter number 1. So 45 divided by 40 is 1.125 amps. And it says to round to the nearest hundredth. Again, that's just for the Google Doc so that when you enter it, it will grade it correctly. So 1.13 amps. Of course, in class, I'd like you to do it to sig figs, but it gets a little messy sometimes in here. But anyway, so 1.13 amps is the answer to that. Okay, so calculate the resistance of the unknown resistor R, round to the nearest whole number, show all work, including the equation and substitution with units. So we know that REQ is 3.64 ohms, and we got that from question number 5. We know that R1 is 40 ohms, and we got that from the diagram up here in the words. And we want to know what R2 is. So in this case, we can use that fraction equation. So we're going to set it up like so. So you must write the equation to get part of the work for showing your work, and you must have at least a legend over here that says what each value is and what the units are. But then we go ahead and we substitute. So 1 over 3.64 ohms equals 1 over 40 ohms plus 1 over R2. And I'm going to go ahead, I guess, and write this in decimals. I think that might be the easiest way to do it on the video, but there are other ways you can do this as well. So this rounds to like 0.27 equals 1 over 40, which is 0.025, which equals plus 1 over R2. So then if we subtract those, so 1 over 3.64 minus 0.025, I get, so basically what I did is I did minus on this side, and then of course I have to minus 0.025 on that side, and what I get is 0.2497, a bunch of more numbers, 1 over R2. So that is not my total resistance for R2 because it's 1 over R2. So what you have to do is you have to flip that. So you have to basically put it 1 over 0.249, that big number. And the easiest way to do that, to be honest, is in your calculator, there should be a 1 over X button. And if you click that button, it will automatically flip it for you. And you get that R2 equals 4.00 ohms. And it says, of course, to round to the nearest whole number, so we would just say 4 ohms. And again, that's because of the algorithm of the computer doing this online. It's very finicky.